Hey there, what's up guys? So in this video I want to show you guys a really good alternative to Inquisitor. For those who don't know, Inquisitor, or what makes Inquisitor so strong, is this node right here. You will basically ignore the elemental resistances of an enemy if you crit. So you don't have to worry about elemental penetration and can go full ham on damage nodes on your 6 link. And another thing worth to mention is you're gonna quite lag in movement speed as a kinetic blaster. Also, despite the fact that I really want to play an Inquisitor, is the pathing in the passive tree. Because as a Wander, for example, or let's say in general an elemental ranged attack build, all the nodes you want are on the top, on the right, bottom side of the tree. So you will end up spending a lot of traveling nodes to get on the right side, which I heavily dislike. So the alternative is to go, instead of ignoring the elemental resistances, is penetrating the resistance. And to show you what I'm talking about is, instead of Inquisitor you can go Pathfinder. And how we get up to par with ignoring the resistances. So the enemies can have up to 75% elemental resistances, the same as basically we do. So we need to get at least 75% to get up a par with Inquisitor. How we do that? Well, we are using a lightning penetration gem, which gives us 37%. Then we have veteran bowler, which gives us 10% penetration. Then we are having 8% up here, 6% down here, and since we're a Pathfinder, the Victor is giving us, instead of 10%, 15%. So in total, 76. Another good thing is, not every mob has capped resistances. So we can go even further down than 0% into the negative range, which will multiply the damage we deal by a lot. Another thing is, I've mentioned that Inquisitor is having a bit of an issue with movement speed as a Wander, because compared to an Spectre Throw build, they have like Whirling Blades, or a bow build which can, besides getting a lot of movement speed, is using Blink Arrow. The Wander has nothing. We can use, of course, Flame Dash and Lightning Warp, but the problem is, since we are attack based, we don't scale cast speed, so you won't get fast enough casts to keep up with them. And to compensate that, I'm using a Queen of the Forest chest piece armor. And instead of a silver and a quicksilver flask, I'm using a Stip Knight and a jade flask to stack evasion. And those get a massive boost from Pathfinder's flask effectiveness and that other flask effectiveness nodes in the tree. And with those we will get up to 195% movement speed. So that's definitely something that brings a Wander up to par with bow builds and Whirling Blade peoples. In addition, this makes this character a lot tankier. We get like 74% chance to evade. Something I think is a bit hard to pull off as an Inquisitor. Besides the evasion rating, I managed to get 44% chance to dodge attacks, 45 dodge chance to spells, and as for bosses and dangerous situations, I'm using a Vile Grace to cap that out to 75. I even managed to get like 20%, 21% block chance, but that's something that's not game changing, but it's helping a little bit. Another good thing with Pathfinder, let me switch this real quick to the passive tree planner. Another good thing is you're quite flexible with the character itself. So let's say you're getting tired of using Kinetic Blast or wands in general, you can then change some nodes up here and take this sword crit node and projectile damage nodes and use Spectral Throw with the same character, with the same penetration. Or you can use like elemental bow, like Wind River for example, and take King of the Hill and Lethality and such, and get the same result. In all three versions you will have around 170% life or even more without taking the Sound Life wheel. So yeah, let me show you guys how this build looks like in action. We have elemental equilibrium on that map, so yeah, just to make sure that they get some assists.
Still sane.
Oh Xana, why? I wanted to show off this character on one map, not two. Oh well, let's do this. Torture chamber. Something worth mentioning is, although I state this character as a kinetic blast character, we're using only a 4-link kinetic blast to make room for a 6-link single target, which is Barrage. Barrage itself is okay, I'd say, but yeah, not quite happy with like the mechanic itself, because you will have to stand still, and that makes the character a bit vulnerable for attacks. While with kinetic blast you can like shoot once and then move on and then shoot again if needed. Oh yeah. Oh, we have oh no. Oh. I'm not using, or didn't use the elemental, the wing term I mean. So, just mention it. Yeah, of course, this character is pretty well geared. I'm not using a mirrored wand. I think the wand I'm using has around 200 elemental DPS. For those who blame the good gear, or yeah, for the good performance, I don't think you would watch this video if I'd have like really bad gear, don't you? What's important for wand itself, I think, is of course flat elemental damage, lightning damage preferred, attack speed, crit chance, crit multi. Everything else is a bonus. Let's just look for the bosses real quick, and then we maybe go ahead with High Gardens. Yeah, the other indoor maps are quite beautiful for Kinetic Blast. Oh well, not that bad. Yeah, let's move on with High Gardens.
A desperate ally seeks your aid and will lavish you with appreciation.
There was Elemental Reflect, so as for that, it's pretty safe. Do. We have no regen? Oh, what? Oh yeah, we have no. That was volatile. Yeah, evasion itself is sadly a bit in a bad current state of the game. I really hope they will improve the evasion, or how evasion works and armor works, so that it's getting worth like rolling increased evasion or armor rating on jewelry like you would do with an energy shield based character. Also, what I would like to be balanced out is, with an energy shield based character you can wear, for example, a chest piece like Volt's Protector or something comparable with pretty much no energy shield, and bring it up to par with a really expensive shield or helmet, for example. You can't do that with an life-based character, so that's something I think is a bit bad. Other than that, I could drop Maligaros or Rat's Nest to get more life and evasion. But yeah, maybe they will retune that with the next update or in the near future. I should really stop spraying around, killing my mana pool. Yeah, as you can see, falling is like enough for the higher level and contents. Okay, now we have an asshole enemy. Well, sort of, I think. "41 monsters left." I think there's a middle part in here, doesn't it? Yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and feel free to comment this video or leave a comment on the forums. Have a good day. Bye bye.